All right, are we live? Can you guys hear me? And well, just let me know what's going on. As it's been a week. It's been a week since the last time I was able to go live because of a lot of complications, mostly pertaining to my crappy internet provider being outmaneuvered by an incompetent bunch of muppets working for an electric company for the second time in the space of 1 month. So, it's been a week. Guys, it's been a fucking week. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you're already well aware of everything else that's going on. That's why the link's down there. If you feel like you want to help, thank you very much. But we have a show to talk about and not a lot of time to talk about it. So, it's time. We're going to talk about Doctor Who, Series 2, 15 or 41, Episode 7, Wish World. Damn, man. It does seem like it came from Wish. This is awful. I can't even remember most of it. I watched the entire thing, and I can't remember it. So, there's that. We're going to start with that. Almost nothing makes any sense, by the way. I mean, it's not technically supposed to, but even within the idea of its own diegetic reality, it doesn't make sense. It's total nonsense. Obviously, we're going to go through the episode. We're going to do it as quick as we can today, because time's getting on, and we've got another stream in 3 hours to talk about this same thing. So, we'll be doing that. Yeah, Temu World. That's what in Britain we have a thing called Wish, which is basically the same. So yeah, that's why I said that. It's just kind of funny. Anyway, nice to see everybody in the chat. I can see all the familiar names, faces, mods, members, everybody. A lot of you might have lost your memberships at the moment because, again, there was a whole week the channel was unable to produce anything. So if you want to renew or gift whatever, please feel free, or wait for the stream later, whatever you like. I'm not bothered. Either way, we have an episode. So, as I always do, I tend to review these in the form of the good, bad, and the unforgivable. So, I have no notes, by the way. I've literally not even had time to jot down my final or first impressions or thoughts. So, all I'm going to say is good. Not much. I guess the visual fidelity of the episode was as good as it always is. 1 second. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it looked about as good as the others have. I guess Millie's in it. Millie's alright as an actress, although kind of gone off her for a little bit lately after she started criticizing the fans along with everybody else. But basically, yeah, not a lot. Not a lot is very good in this episode. The bad. Well, the writing, the setting, the Rani's plan. I don't really know what it is. The simple fact that the entire thing is derivative as fuck. I mean, fake realities where you can almost tell that you're living in a fake reality, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Doctor Who, it seems, and RTD in general, never quite got over the Matrix. Not sure why, but this guy has written at least a couple, or showrun, overseen a couple of fake realities that have replaced everybody's reality. I mean, we saw this, of course, with the library, where Donna Noble was saved to the mainframe, to the computer, and then, of course, is stuck in a fake reality where if you don't look around you properly, nothing will actually fail to convince you. But if you actually start to look with even the most scrutinizing eye, you will realize that you are being lied to pretty much all the time. Very much like Back to Reality from Red Dwarf. Yes, that's another good one. Of course, we also have the end of Series 6 of Doctor Who with Matt Smith, which isn't technically the same thing, but the result is almost the same. Time crashes. There's a world that really doesn't make any sense, and the only way out of it is to reject it, to realize that it isn't the way things should be, and that you need to do what you need to do in order to get out. So it's that crap again. I mean, Heaven Sent technically counts, although I wouldn't put that on the same podium as this mess, if for all the tea in China. But Time Crashes was much better, yeah. Now, that is effectively what's happened here. We're not quite sure how it was pulled off. You never actually get to see the moment it took over, but maybe we will in the next half. But suffice it to say, our Docky Wok is in a reality where not only is he not the Doctor, he's John Smith for the first time in a long time, but he's also straight, seemingly straight, and as a result conceived a child, apparently in reality. So thereby, we're supposed to assume MagesGuild, shout out to you for $5, MagesGuild, thank you. It's good to be back, baby. Says Conrad is the real hero here for returning Britain to 1950s values. I knew someone was going to say that. I knew about Omega, the jumbled mess, and Harry Potter BS. They left the VFX unfinished. Yeah, Omega. I think there's been a retcon of Omega. I don't think he was supposed to be the first Time Lord. I know I can't really remember, to be honest, and I don't think I ever saw the Three Doctors, so I'm not sure. But yeah, certainly a figure of some terror and mystique from Time Lord mythology. But I'm sure the chat will hold us all accountable for that and let us know what we're missing out. But yeah, basically the world has been reset to a matrix. A matrix that is around everybody. It's May the 24th, 2025, and I think it is every day. I'm not quite sure about that. And it's 1950s Britain, effectively, except it's modern day. But the dress sense, the general sort of malaise of happy domestic bliss is there. Of course, it hasn't changed the fact that Gatwa is a Rwandan and Chandra is a Indian, but it does appear that they have copulated, conceived, and delivered a baby, a little black girl, into the world, who we're assured is actually real. Starting with this theory then, which this is very bad, still technically comes out of the bad. This isn't in the episode, but this is all we've been talking about, and that is, are we going to find out now that Susan Foreman is the daughter of this daughter? And that the Doctor technically is the grandfather of Susan Foreman, but because he gave birth, or no, he had a daughter who gave birth, and he did it while he was gay. So, I mean, I don't know. The Rogue is back in this episode, and that was awful. Awful. I mean, really badly acted, badly written. Some of the dialogue in this episode, some of the concept, it's terrible. We're going to go through the whole thing, but effectively, as MagesGuild alluded to in his super chat, the world that's been pulled over their eyes, the matrix of this world, is basically Conrad Clark's ideal Britain, despite him never having actually been alive in the time period that it's taken its obvious cues from. He wants everything to be straight, white, 2.4 kids, and that's it, basically. Just right-wing conservative Britain. Which actually is kind of the default setting for Britain. It's always been, if you look back through history, quite a conservative place. At least for as long as the post-Victorian era, and of course the Victorian era. But yeah, been a generally quite conservative country. And apparently his wish, which he gets for no reason really, other than that the Rani has decided to use him with the help of a baby who is also a pantheonic god of wishes that she steals from 1800s Bavaria. Fucking hell. In order to create this fake reality. And apparently that will do something that will help her somehow to bring back Omega, who she refers to as the first Time Lord. And you haven't seen since the Pertwee era, as far as I'm aware. No, it might have been another appearance. No, I think it was Pertwee. It was 3 Doctors, wasn't it? Anyway, yeah, so we're talking incredibly convoluted, massively convoluted bullshit. The 1 second, MagesGuild. The mental hoops and gymnastics that you've had to jump through in order to make this plot happen are so, I can't think what the word is, so far out there, even for Doctor Who. So astronomically unlikely, so strangely cobbled together, like this bit from this time and this bit from this time, and together we can create conservative land and make the whole episode really just a commentary on that. But the funny thing, of course, is it's the reverse of the reality, because many of us have referred to, and I know a certain bald guy from Marsh Farm has referred to living in leftoid lunacy land as the Matrix. So trying to change that, flip it round the other way, and it's just terrible, isn't it? Doesn't this sound fucking awful? Well, it is. MagesGuild for $5 says, pretty sure that they edited out Carol Ann Ford delivering Rogue's lines. Remove his reference to being in hell, and it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? He does say he lives in this hell dimension, this hellscape. Rough. Be even worse if Susan Foreman regenerated and turned into the Rogue. Oh, but can't put anything past these fucking monsters. Okay, guys, we are going to go ahead with the Unforgiven. I'm going to roll the intro, because I am supposed to. And after that, we'll go through the episode. So sit tight. Alrighty, we are back. We are back. And we are looking at your favorite platform that only costs about $3 or $4 a month if you're living in the right country. It's Disney Plus, a subscription service that I will be unsubscribing from in about a week from now. Yep, that's about right. Now, before I get into this, I've just remembered that it's around about the time of day where we will get the ratings. So I want to take a quick look. Just have a look and see what they're saying for the overnights, and it's 1.83 million. There you go. Congratulations, you have achieved really not very much. I think it'll go lower next week. I really do. 2.57 million down to 1.83 million. And that's the beginning of the finale. Don't forget. That's awful. Okay, well, there we are. All right, ladies, gentlemen, and nothing in between, buckle up. We are, I swear to you, I haven't made any of this crap up. I don't remember how one insane idea gets to the other anymore. It's been a day and change since I watched it. So we're going to go through it, and I'm going to try and remember as much as I can, but if I get anything wrong, please let me know in the comments so I can properly comment on it. Apparently I missed an entire sequence somehow apparently I just struck off for a second and missed a sequence with like a high-speed wheelchair or something. I don't remember it at all. So here we go. We're going ahead with episode 7, Wish World. Now, obviously, you've got your cringe Disney logo, and we find ourselves... Oops. Thank you for not reloading my login page. Disney, you scum. So we're here, and we have woman riding on horse. Bit Little Red Riding Hood-esque. Bavaria, 1865. And you think to yourself, why the fuck are we in Bavaria 1865? No reason, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think it's because in the diegesis of Russell T Davis's mind, that's the last time that a straight white married couple actually existed anywhere in the world. Because you are about to get literally the first straight white married family that we've seen from RTD in a very long time. And it was around about this time that I realized he's never actually produced us a main character family that are a complete family unit of white people. Like, let's think, like the Tylers, dead father, then later father from another dimension. What about What about the Joneses? Divorced parents, interracial adultery. Okay. What about the Nobles? Absentee father. Donna exclusively dates men of a different race. And then has a 15-year-old transgender son, daughter. See what I mean? I haven't had a family, like, ever. And, of course, we can talk about the current, families that we're dealing with. We haven't seen Belinda Chandra's family, although we're led to believe that they are still married, but not white. And, of course, we've got Ruby Sunday's family, the Sundays, who are an interracial foster family made entirely of women. And also, her mum is real trigger happy for ratting out Ruby Sunday, as you'll see again in this episode. So anyway, you got this guy. He's here. He's more eyebrows than man, because perish the thought of making a white man look ever attractive in any way. But of course, it is the 1800s, so I guess we can forgive that. Here comes the Rani in her little red costume, and she's very interested in the fact that this guy is the seventh son of the seventh son, and he's just had his seventh son. So apparently that's a lucky number, blah, blah, whatever, doesn't matter. Here's this little baby, who she is now going to promptly kidnap, but not before turning the wife into a bunch of violets. So she proceeds to literally erupt into violets and collapse. Okay? A young Gene Wilder, yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? She then turns the other 6 children into ducks. Yeah, and then turns him into an owl. So, and by the way, she does this by giving the baby a creepy fucking kiss. You know, like when you're a young boy, or maybe even a girl, I don't know, and you've got like this aunt who is always trying to put her fucking lips on your head, and it's annoying. It's like, leave me alone, you know? She's like that. She's giving off that energy, but 10 times more sinister, obviously. So there's that. So she's kidnapped the baby, killed his parents and his siblings, and is now taking him off to God knows where. We have no idea. And every time she does it, she kisses on the forehead, the baby, and then blows and makes all this weird wishy stuff happen. Anything, apparently. And there we go. What's that? Don't know why you were blocked. Other YouTuber? Oh, I don't know. Not sure about that one, I'm afraid. But anyway, so here we go. I think we roll credits now. No, apparently not. No. Yeah, that's right. We get this sort of weird, not quite intro sequence. So the doctor wakes up. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and he is as camp as it possibly could get, considering that he is clearly married to and in a relationship with Belinda Chandra. They have a little kiss, and it's like it's just you just can't, because you just know this guy don't want to be doing that, you know. And I know they've had lots of gay actors in Hollywood over the years that have kissed women. I mean, for example, the most infamous of all would probably be Neil Patrick Harris in the last 20 years, prolifically getting off with dozens and dozens of women as Barney Stinson, as a gay man himself. Something about it is convincing when he does it, though. I think it's because he's a good actor. Whereas Shoot Yatwa here is still gay, awkwardly plant lips on woman, gay, you know. MagesGuild for another $5. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Do stick around. We'll be talking about this till fucking cows come home today. Says, if I had told you on Wednesday that the Rani can blow kisses that turn people into flowers, ducks, and owls, I don't think you would have believed me. To be honest, mate, if you said it, I probably would believe you. If most other people had said it, I would have said they're not even that. They're not even they are that bad. But if it comes from you or one of the UTF boys, I would have said, all right, I'd rather not believe it, but I may have no choice. I have also already heard a rumor that this will all be about the conception of Susan Foreman. in one way or another. Whether that will be... you know what? Fuck it. Let's just find out. It's not worth speculating. Not worth it. So we're in this fucking house. It's decorated like it's out of time already. I don't think people generally have that kind of patterned wallpaper anymore. So that's sort of all, and the pajamas are out of, like, you know, they're kind of unfashionable. Anyway, we've got this old school sort of CRT looking TV, but it's almost kind of like House of Tomorrow-esque, where it's still, you know, I mean, it's like the TVs in Fallout or something, where they are still using ancient technology, but they look very futuristic-y and modern. Kind of like how Back to the Future 2 thought we'd have flying cars, but there wasn't a smartphone anywhere. Probably a better reality, to be honest. But anyway, so we go ahead and here's Conrad. That's right. Conrad is now here. Conrad is now, I don't know. He's doing story time. Okay, he tells you a story. And the story from this, you know, man who behaves like a leftist, but for the far right, apparently, is here, and he's going to tell you a story. Does he bring out the book yet? I don't think so. No. And that was it. That's the intro. It's like, it's not very sinister. It doesn't really bother anyone. It's nothing like that. UP Shut is here for €2 asking, please tell me the doctor is gone for good. I wish I could, but they're doing everything they can to bring him back. Yeah. Well, anyway, so we're here. It's Wish World. So here's Conrad. I don't know why he is dressed like this or really anything. I don't know why this guy, is something about that, this just sort of glazed look he gets in his face, like always from the same angle. Hello, little boys and girls. Let me tell you a story. And we're going to get everything that's been bad about just about every episode of this entire series so far. The first thing that we see is he has a book that he wants to read to us. And I'm going to try and get a shot of it. Don't know if I can. Come on, where the fuck is it? There's got to be a picture of this bloody book somewhere. No. It's somewhere, but I can't seem to find it. The book itself actually is bears a close resemblance. There it is. Boom. To early Harry Potter publications. It looks incredibly like a Harry Potter book, which of course is, you know, apt for the people making this because they all despise J.K. Rowling now. And even though that's funny because of course RTD was the showrunner when they were all sucking off J.K. Rowling in the Shakespeare era. Now the book of course is called Doctor Who. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are smashing through the fourth wall. Smashing through it. Oh, by the way, all the other fourth wall breaks, not sure how they're supposed to be explained by any of this. All the others from the beginning of series 114 or 40, winking at the camera, bursting into a dance number, walking out of a TV screen, getting told hashtag RIP Doctor Who. None of them, to me, can be adequately explained through the creation of this fake universe now. Strange, isn't it? But anyway, whatever. So it's Doctor Who and the Deadly Wish. And to be honest, it's not a very good pastiche of a Harry Potter book. The actual Harry Potter books have much nicer artwork and a much more, I don't know what the word I want to come out with is, just impressive design quality to them. And yes, you're right. The book is by I.M. Foreman. That's right. So there's that. Anyway, we can continue with this. He's going to tell a story, but he never really tells us anything, actually. It's just what they do. He tells them the story every day, and everyone watches him, and he's the only channel. He's on the only channel in the world that covers absolutely everything. MagesGuild for $2 says, check your DMs. Made this on the 6th of April. Okay, hold on a second. That's actually really ironic. Well done. Here it is. I'll show you guys. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. The Harry Potter and the Pantheon of Boredom. Yep, I'll take it. I'll take it. And there we go. Okay, well, thank you very much, MagesGuild. Impressive work. Thank you. May use that later again, if you remind me. So, here we are then. And we've got Mr. Dr. John Smith and his wife, whose name appears to be the same as it was before, I think. They are married. They're in what's supposed to be kind of 1950s-esque Britain, but looks more like Americana to me. You know, I don't know. Maybe people had like these types of knickknacks around in their house. Everything's in pastels. Everything's yellow, turquoise, blue, pink, you know, all the trans colours, all the gay colours. You know, everything's too nice. Everything matches. Everything is colour coordinated. And while a lot of people would like to have a house like this, Lloyd Grossman there, you may be able to detect a tone of fakeness already. Hello, Rev. How you doing, man? And here we are. So, now, Shoot Yatwa, obviously, is now finally, we get to see him wearing his stupid bowler hat and suit. In this episode, she's coloured, like, she's typical. It's more American to me, apart from the bowler hat and the pinstripe suit and the waistcoat. Like, he looks like George Banks on his way to work, you know. Whatever, anyway. They're talking to their little girl, whose name apparently is Poppy, because that's, you know, of course it is. And here's the thing. Every time, and we don't really know why, all the cutlery, all the crockery, everything in every kitchen is yellow. They're yellow cups of tea, yellow coffee mugs, yellow plates, yellow everything. Everything's yellow. See? Everything in their cupboard is the same. It's yellow. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Everything about it would be much easier to comprehend. You know, it's so obvious, you almost can't believe that they've somehow fallen for this, but apparently it's all being supported and powered by another derivative idea from RTD's own earlier series of Doctor Who. The baby, the star baby, or whatever the fuck the pantheonic god baby thing is supposed to be, has this power to sustain fake realities and wishes, very much like a paradox machine. So, again, derivative. Now, here's the thing. Every single time there's a line of bloody dialogue that begins to question or even ask a simple question that explains, you know, like, oh, or informs that there might be something wrong with this universe. And I'm trying to think what the, yeah, it's going to be her birthday. We're going to celebrate with balloons and songs. And Belinda says she's going to make a big pot of biryani. Okay. Is that nice? And she says no. And the baby keeps saying no. That she says no more than anything. Regardless, anyway, he drops the teacup because the baby doubted something. Doubted the niceness of a big pot of biryani. I mean, there's nothing wrong with biryani. It's quite nice. But, yeah. Maybe you shouldn't doubt things so much, Poppy, huh? Once again, guys, while pretending that this is how the right are, in this fake echo chamber world that they've created, the people who doubt it are the ones who are trying to get free of it, almost. And it's very similar to how many of us managed to snap ourselves out of the propaganda we were seeing every day and end up being the people we are and supporting the things we do and being called far right, you know, conspiracy theorists and all these names that they've called us. But apparently in this reality, the ones doubting the validity of the universe are the heroes. So, once again, it's a giant flip-flop of what we've actually observed with our real senses in the real world. So yeah, every time somebody doubts anything, they drop the yellow mug and it smashes, almost as if to distract them from the train of thought that they are going down. Doctor opens the door and it's Ruby Sunday! Yay! And she recognizes him. She knows who he is. For some reason, it hasn't worked on her. Or at least she's having mega doubts. Super duper 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 doubts, and she's trying to tell him everything's fake, everything's not real, and immediately they decide that they're going to call the thought police or something. I don't know. They're going to get rid of her, so she leaves. They're literally, I think it's now or at some point, multiple times during this episode, someone says, "Oh, we're going to call the fucking thought police on you. You're not allowed to do this." And they've got these slip bins when they've had a doubt slip or something. Tin cups would have solved this. MagesGuild for $2. Yeah, right. It's just everyone having tankards. Yeah. You would never have ever had to worry about it, but there you go. So she's walking past all the neighbours. People are coming out of their houses. Every single person. Oh, it's Mel, by the way. She lives next door or something. And you get a shot of her. She's emptying, you know, about 20 or 30 yellow cups into a yellow wheelie bin that has, I don't think I'll be able to get the like frame that it's on the screen for. Literally filled with nothing but yellow cups that are broken. So it's a bin for all your doubts. Now, we get a good look at the actual scenario that's playing out here. And for some reason, I don't know why this is like being so weird and not letting me just watch. Now, they're all talking about how great the world is. And we see this gigantic spinal pillar tower thing that lives right in the center of presumably suburban London. Or greater London, I suppose. And as well as them, there are these like fucking dinosaur things wandering around, like with extra limbs, extra joints, skeletal dinosaur creatures. Don't know what the fucking hell this is supposed to be. Okay, anyway, he goes to work at a unit, which is where the doctor works now, but instead of it being unit as you remember, they've actually done, I've got to be honest, kind of a nice job with this set, because it is clearly the same set that they used to make unit sort of the bridge of unit tower, but it's been turned into sort of a 1950s bank looking thing. She's working for, or rather he is working for blah blah blah, can't think of a fucking name, Kate Stewart, of course, and the security guard guy who's got a bit of a weird man boy crush on her is also there, but he's now just another suited and booted insurance salesman. It turns out that their unit stands for something along the lines of insurance sales or something. I fucking don't know. Can't remember. But interestingly, you know, it's around about this time that I noticed again, and I haven't, there he is, haven't really talked about this on this channel much before, but has anybody else noticed that in the last 5 years or so, we are getting an alarming number of media properties, movies, TV shows, and pieces of entertainment, stories in general across all streaming platforms, where a very, very, very young man who's like 20, 25 maybe, is seduced and falls in love, maybe he's like 30, with a woman who is clearly in her 50s, as in post-menopausal. This seems to be everywhere. There was a movie, MagesGuild again for $2, thank you buddy, says dinosaur CGI is dreadful, where's the money? I know, it's weird, isn't it? It doesn't look that good. The sort of central spinal thing looks kind of alright, I suppose, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, we are literally, I think there's definitely a new pattern emerging in trying to sell and normalize the idea of young men dating women who physically cannot give them children and falling in love with them. And if you know anything else about all the other stuff they've been pushing, the common denominator behind all of it is less people. So there's that. By the way, you might have noticed here that the background picture here is on his desk. Oh, right. I thought actually it was a thing on the wall behind him, but that was a perspective trick. So he's got a picture of his little daughter there. So there we are. But yeah, so basically it's a thing. I noticed it with some Nicole Kidman and what's his name? You know, the High School Musical kid. I've noticed that they were in a movie together. Then there's another one I saw last year that like came out, and it's like a guy who's like 28, 29 years old, and he falls in love with a woman in her 50s. And I genuinely don't understand it, because it's completely understandable for a young woman to fall in love with an older man. This sort of thing happens quite often. Men, on the other hand, not really, not so much. You know, young guys, maybe they get a bit of a MILF fetish or something, and that's fine, I suppose. But the reality is, no guy is going to stay with someone that much older than them. It's not going to happen. The guy is 39, is he? No, okay, fair enough. Well, good for him. I guess he doesn't want to have kids. Anyway, so there we go. It's just weird that we are getting this pattern. It is strange. I don't know why. It's always the older women at the moment. 10 years, 20 years, 15 years older, whatever. It's just a bit strange. It just seems to be happening all the time. I don't know if it's definitely a pattern, but it lines up with the other stuff I've seen. Anyway, enough about that. It was around about this time I started to just turn my brain off anyway, because I can't really remember what the hell they're talking about. Oh, that's right. Yeah, can we go out to dinner, just you and me? That's right. He says something about going out to dinner, and he calls him a beautiful man. That's right. He says she'd be lucky, you're a beautiful man. And instead of taking the compliment, you know, like a man probably would, I mean, it'd be a bit strange if someone referred to you to me as a beautiful man, and it was like one of my friends or something. I'd be like, all right, thanks, you know, or I'd probably call them gay just for a laugh, you know. But you know, I guess there's, like, generally speaking, there's nothing wrong with a man comfortable in his sexuality to say, well, yeah, that's a handsome man, you know. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a little bit different when the guy's talking directly at you and he's like, you're a beautiful man. Okay. But the problem here is they make a big song and dance about it, and that's about the time you start to realize what they're really doing here. It's Wish World, and the wish was made by Conrad Clark, apparently. Because apparently it is impossible, supposedly, in this world, for a man to find another man beautiful. So gayness does not exist in this world. And, you know, I remember back when they started this crap with Ncuti Gatwa, I was kind of hoping that they weren't going to focus on him being gay. Like, they might imply the Doctor this Doctor is attracted to some men and stuff like that. But, of course, that was before Rogue and before everything else as well that we've seen from this Doctor, where it's just his entire character is that he's gay unless he's not allowed to because they're in Africa or in this reality, in which case it becomes a plot element that he's not acting gay when he should be. So there we go. We're back to Conrad. He's talking more about companions at his side, and honestly the dialogue doesn't make any difference here. It's real shit dialogue. Mother and grandmother are here, so we finally get our first look at Mother Chandra and Grandmother Chandra. By the way, no father. Interesting. And once again, they start having a conversation, and there's yellow shit everywhere again. Everything's yellow. I don't know why everything's yellow. The birth of your only child, and it turns out Belinda Chandra can't remember Poppy being born at all. So maybe the Doctor and her did have a baby, or maybe it was someone else and it's just been sort of foisted onto her. I don't know. For it, you know, becomes tense, a moment of tension. She can't remember the birth of her own child. Pretty soon she drops a teacup. It's another slip, another doubt, another thing. And for some reason, in this just very bizarre scene, it doesn't make sense. She can't have like a normal emotional reaction to this. So she just sprints out of the house and runs through this field and forest that, you know, is right next to suburban London. And there she is, and she just starts screaming. Now, I can't really show it to you, but there is a plus side to this. A little bit of a plus side. And that is that we get to watch Belinda Chandra running. And she can bounce a bit. Yeah, Just there you go. So anyway, so she screams really like viciously, like a little bit like the GDC guys at 2024 GDC, just screaming into the sky like a bunch of leftists screaming about the patriarchy or something. So she's like just roaring and screaming into the woods. It's fucking cringe. Then he talks about how the Rani is here. The Doctor wasn't the only Time Lord left. And whatever, they all start talking. Then what happens? I can't remember. They're here. Oh, the Rani's like flying past them all. The Doctor sort of weirdly remembers her. There's something that he's forgotten. He needs to look. And then they're all really happy to see her again. And Doctor is standing. You can probably see from where I'm trying to find the screenshot to land on. As they're all looking out onto what was, I suppose, once the heliport of Unit Tower, you know, where the bi-generation happened. Yeah, here's Rani on a flying scooter. Tick my bad self. And, yeah, there she is. Everyone's really pleased to see her in a minute or so. And, the Doctor's there, and I don't know if you can make this out from just above where the, saved out of the fans thing is. But, well, that's Susan Twist. Pretty sure that's Susan Twist. I've got literally no idea why Susan Twist would be there. I'm pretty sure it's Susan Twist. Isn't Sutek, you know, dead? I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. The Rani is here doing her best impression of Missy with her servant, the other Rani, aka Mrs. Flood. And they've got these weird sort of thought police fuckers that are working very much like Minority Report or something like that. And they are basically monitoring how people are accepting the fake reality. There's a bit of Time Lord guff on the wall. She's there making a sandwich. There's a little bit of dissent, by the way, a little bit of murmuring to herself about how she's not very happy working for the Rani now. And she goes and gives the sandwich to Conrad. So we now know that Conrad is in the tower. And he has lots of doubts, and all of his bravado and cockiness seems to have gone. And so he's just this wishy-washy wanker who is letting Mrs. Flood feed him. And yes, this is nonsense, Noel. You're absolutely right. There really is nothing going on. Nothing going on. And I'm just sort of sitting here like... It's crap. It's boring. It was about this time I realized that this was about as good as it was going to get. And I was just bored. Out of my fucking mind. Bored. Conrad is bored. He's really... why is he doing it? I mean, he has to take care of the baby too, apparently. Is that... What are they trying to say with that? So he's sitting there with this baby, and I think they... Yeah, and the baby giggles. The baby does a little laugh. Like a little human... Like a little adult. Like, the baby literally goes... like, you know... As a father of a 1-year-old coming up, I fresh in my memory, babies do not do that. Babies, when they laugh, they go completely like, you know, they squeak and stuff. They don't turn around and go. It's like, whoa, buddy, fucking creepy. It's just awful, isn't it? It's just awful, derivative, sludgy shit. It's been done before. Stylistically, it's all over the place. These sets are like, why is she in a giant skeleton? Why is she in a giant skeleton? Why does she need the world to operate in this fake reality? Why has she done this favor for Conrad to allow him to create his perfect conservative, utopian, oppressive society of brainwashing? That is not how conservatism works, or what conservatism works, by the way. This is what the left wants. Yeah, there's a line here, by the way, another anti-baby line, where Flood says to New Rani that she, yes, she has got spiked shoulder pads. They've spared no expense at making the Rani look as cartoonishly evil as possible. Like, she couldn't look more evil if she had a great big twirling mustache. Like Dick fucking Dastardly or something. So, anyway, but yeah, Flood says to her, well, technically, you know, you did spring from my loins. Because it was a, you know, vaginal mitotic bigeneration. And she says that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. So the idea of a natural birth is to the Rani utterly disgusting. The Rani was never that, like, she was just certainly a malevolent and ethically completely unsound fucking scientist, like an amoral, unnatural scientist. Not someone who would call natural childbirth or anything like it the most disgusting thing she's ever heard. Not to my mind, anyway. Maybe some of you guys will remember her, the performances of the Rani from back in the day. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. GRIFT Force has gained new members, 5 new members from Zanzoltan. Thank you very much, buddy, and shout out to the people who are receiving them. It's nice to see you get your names going green again. So they're out there, they're looking out, they're talking about finding him. We're back to reading the stories. It's so cringe, it's so boring. And it's around about this time that Ruby Sunday discovers that she is, she's got kindred spirits with this young disabled lady, because I just don't get it why, like, disabled people are treated like superheroes in this modern version of Doctor Who. Take it from someone who is currently trying to help a loved one to get back on his feet. It ain't a fucking superpower being disabled, okay? It's not very nice at all for them, bless their hearts. But, you know, acting like they're somehow superhuman isn't going to make them feel any better either. Just, it's not. Any more than, you know, celebrating trans people as like the next evolution of mankind is not actually going to help anyone who's mentally ill. Reality. But there it is. Anyway, it's all cringe. I don't really care. I shouldn't be talking to you. This isn't right. Yeah, literally. There's more Conrad. Obviously, Ruby is able to see through all the Conrad crap because it's Ruby and she was the one who was with Conrad. They know each other's names. Yeah, from the other reality. She takes them to the camp of other disabled people because all the disabled people here are not going to fit into Utopia and thus are born with much more ability to doubt things. So they're in this camp, you know, their miserable lives allow them to see through the otherwise impenetrable pastiche of beautiful conservative Britain that has been created by Conrad Clark. It's just shit. Oh, and then it turns out actually that the reason why Ruby Sunday is able to see through the foundations of this fake reality and doubt it is because of the false timeline that she lived through in 73 yards. That's right, motherfuckers. 73 blasted yards is relevant once again. The episode that creates an inescapable time paradox with its ending is once again evoked to provide logic and background story for another giant paradoxical pile of nonsense driveling shit. Congratulations, RTD! You are an actual fucking retard. It's unbelievable how dumb this is, to be quite frank with you. Unbelievable. So anyway, you know, there you go. This so she has a flashback to being at her house and Just like how her mum, you know, turned on her in 73 yards and got a restraining order against her. And was there another time she turned on her as well? I can't remember. Well, of course, now we go back to when she was living in this house, and immediately they turned on Ruby Sunday and called the Doubt Police to get rid of her. So she's been on the run ever since, as her adoptive foster parents once again throw her under the bus at the moment. The first sign of any trouble. Very strange. I don't quite understand it, really. Anyway, whatever. It's just bollocks. I could unpack that for like about an hour right now if I wanted to. I could go down the vaccine town and talk about all of that stuff, but we're not going to do that. Anyway, she's here with the disabled people again, and something about spina bifida, medicine. Oh, that's right. They should all need medicine, but they don't for some reason. So that's why they can't believe that this world is real. Because if it was, they would be far more miserable than in fact they are. Right, Comrades on TV again. There's more discussion with the disabled people about the fake reality. Man, this has been going on for fucking ages, hasn't it? He's like a king and ruler and emperor and god. That's apparently right. That's Conrad Clark now. That's right. Anyway, proceeding back, we continue here with the disabled people. Come on. Oh, right. The secret is from the depths of Time Lord history. Now we get to shoot your gat while watching TV. When, I don't know if it's going to be right now. We're going to try and find it without us getting copyright struck. But come on, buddy. Give me something. Give me what I'm looking for. Ah, there we go. Here he is. The TV flickers off, and apparently, anyway, here he is, looking really different. Yes, it is the Rogue. Yeah, the Rogue is back. And he says that he's broadcasting or trying to communicate with the Doctor from some kind of hell dimension. Literally his words. He says, remember, tables don't do that. That's the clue, to help him remember how to get out. And the last thing he says to him is, I miss you. And then he just about to say the thing you don't want him to say. The thing that makes no sense whatsoever. Let me see if I can find it. No, we've accidentally skipped it. No. Come on, where are you? Doesn't matter anyway. He says he loves him. Just as he gets cut off. And I'd just like to remind you, by the way, shout out MagesGuild, $2, says season 15 episode 7 mirrors season 14 episode 7. Again, AI writing is better. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's cringe. It's all build up. It's no anything really. It's just there to confuse and subvert. It's crap. So the Rogue says he loves the Doctor. He says, I love you. And it gets cut off. And I'm sorry, they've known each other for about 2 hours. Oh, am I supposed to believe? Fuck. Yeah, the lines were blatantly for Susan, yeah. So the Rogue meets the Doctor, gets stalked by the Doctor. The Doctor grinds to Kylie in his spaceship, and all the while, for some reason, they are just outrageously flirting, despite being in the 1800s or something. 19th century, yeah. And in a time when being gay would never have been accepted. So, in the time in Rogue where they knew each other, neither of them should have had the brass neck. I was going to say balls, but I thought I'd avoid it. To just come out to each other that quickly. Even in the safety of a shack. Anyway, in the space of 2 hours, one of them is dead. One's proposed to the other. And now we're supposed to believe like this is some love story across the stars. I'm sorry, this was, at best, an attempt at a cottaging that went awry when the guy you were trying to stick it in died. And you're supposed to be carrying a torch for this fucking guy for this long? That is cringe. Anyway, so he's there testing out this theory about tables. And I thought for a minute we were going to get something a bit subtle with that. Tables don't do that. Tables don't do that. But no. In the very next scene, the Doctor has just racked up a whole bunch of fucking cups on a table to watch as a cup slips through the table and smashes the second he has a doubt. So that's the great big secret. Tables don't do that. She's wondering who this man is, by the way. Who the fuck is this man that you seem so taken by? Aren't you supposed to be my husband? Alright. Anyway, none of this really matters. The Doctor's getting carted off by Officer Flood. And, it's so bad, isn't it? It's so tiring to talk about. Fortunately, in a few hours' time, I'll have some help. Anyway, I'm not even gonna carry on with this. Okay, here's your, I guess here's your disabled people again. They're still talking about all of this. Like it fucking makes a difference. And, Doctor has been brought at this point. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to refresh this shit. It's driving me crazy. It's fucking loading all the time. It doesn't normally behave like that. Okay. Hold on a moment and I'll get it back on the screen. It is tiresome as fuck, isn't it, though? Like, genuinely, I'm having to watch this and I'm not even annoyed anymore. I'm just like, unbelievable. How can this be a once great TV show that just now suddenly has like nothing? It's nothing now. Total nothing. So anyway, Doc's been brought here and he has to slip over this precipice or whatever, threshold or whatever it is, where he's greeted by the Rani, who is happy to see him. I don't know, man. What's that? DramaticaLaur, you want an autism section in the Discord? Yeah, I think we can do that. Yeah. I didn't realize so many of you were autistic. AKA says, you're doing a great job explaining what happens when nothing actually happens. I gotta fill this time somehow. And you're right. Really, very little has actually happened so far, hasn't it? We've established there's a fake world. Conrad Clark seems to reign supreme, although we know he doesn't. He's taking care of a baby that generates a wish that creates a fake reality where the Doctor is married to Belinda Chandra and they have a baby that apparently is real and the Rogue keeps contacting them and nothing makes any fucking sense. And there's a bunch of people in bloody wheelchairs and none of it's really helping anybody, and the Rani's here and she wants him for something and she shows him all this Time Lord bric-a-brac that she's collected. Oh, why haven't you questioned where's your TARDIS? Has she got a nose ring? I've just noticed that. She has a fucking nose ring. Oh, Smash JT. Nose ring mafia confirmed. So there you go. She has a fucking nose ring. There you go. God, what a bitch. Anyway, this is absolute nonsense. If you want to get into the Discord, the link is in the description. Feel free to join. You'll be welcome there. Most of the mods are also mods there. And if anyone's not, you can always DM me. Anyway. It's all happening. So now the Rani is dancing with the Doctor as if they're like old lovers or something. So Miss Flood turns up as lesbian Nana. Yes, mud crab for 2 Australian. It seems a little bit that kind of... I don't bloody know. So anyway, the Rani seems to be behaving very, very similarly to Missy. Okay? As in sadistic, you know, psychotic, and yet also non-stop flirting. Non-stop. It's Missy. It's Missy stuff. So anyway, we get here. She at some point tells him she wants to do a resurrection of Omega or some shite like that. I don't bloody know. And then she shows him the baby. That's right. And she refers to the baby as... I can't think what the name is. It's another one of those old Greek names, like, you know, like... I can't fucking think. Like Dionysus or something. So there's this baby. Once again, the baby is the center of all the misery in the world. And Conrad remembers him. It's kind of ironic, really, because the Doctor was fucking wretched to Conrad in the last time he saw him, and now he's completely powerless and can't even remember who he is. Last time we met, you told me I was nothing. I mean, if I cared about any of these characters, that would be good poetic writing, but it's not. It's the child Doctor. Oh, you woke the Pantheon. How did he do that? I don't fucking know. The toy maker came back and suddenly we're all supposed to be terribly afraid of all of this shit. What's that? What else is released? Poppy is the Doctor Who Timeless Child. Oh my god, that would be the worst. That would make it a cycle. Desiderium, the god of wishes. Okay. She wants fucking hell, man. She wants Omega back. I guess now we've had our scene maybe with the disabled lot arriving, or maybe that's next episode or something. I don't know. It's all about doubt. Your doubt is now all consuming. Did I fall asleep or something? I swear to God, how did this fill up 40 minutes? If ordinary doubt cracks open the world, then a Time Lord's doubt rips open the structure of reality. Fucking what? If that were possible, the Time Lords and everybody else in the universe would have died out before they ever achieved a second Time Lord. This is not real, it can't be, I don't fucking know. The one who is lost, oh, we're gonna bring back from the Underverse. And then she says, there she blows. Which is very bizarre, because that's supposed to be there she blows. I don't get it, I don't understand, whatever, we're getting a look at it. It all starts up. Here comes Omega, basically. And that's about it. That's about it. And it is just wank. And all the way through, they keep repeating, the child is real, the child is real, the child is real. Poppy is real, child is real. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not even going to bother carrying on. Oh, fuck, that's bad. That is so bad. That's not remotely like anything. And yet, it is funny how it can be so completely lacking in any merit, quality, or anything that inspires me to even give you an opinion about it. It's just blah, 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 blah. Because it's all stolen from other better episodes of Doctor Who. And of course from like the MCU as well, from like WandaVision, definitely referred to in there. So RTD has at this point stolen the fake Americana 1950s idea from WandaVision. He has also stolen, you know, making the fans the bad guys from She-Hulk. He's stolen a hell of a lot of racist commentary from Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I don't know, anything else? Female versions being better than male versions from Loki, you could argue. In other words, it doesn't matter. RTD became a fan of the MCU in Phase 4, apparently, and decided that that was the perfect inspiration he needed to make Doctor Who in a way that could be sold to Disney. Well, Disney's not interested anymore. No one else is interested anymore. We are all really, really, really bored. And the ratings reflect it, having lost, again, another 700,000 people. You can guarantee if this was a normal episode and not a finale, it would have been even more. Probably a middle. I wait to see what we get next week. But there you go. Unfortunately, the FA Cup final and a couple of other lucky breaks like Eurovision have prevented the series from dipping below 1 million, but it doesn't really matter at this point, does it? MagesGuild for $2 says extra steps instead of wishing for Omega's return. Right? So she created this whole fake world just to make the Doctor have doubts. I think. What? It's like me building a Rube Goldberg machine to make a cup of tea. Why would I need to? Why do I need this stuff? Like, genuinely, it's like, okay, I want a can of Coke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin by planting some seeds. Absolute trash. Absolute trash. It's bonkers. It's completely bonkers. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's absolute bollocks. Yeah, a Rube Goldberg machine that made tea would actually be fun and much cooler than this. So, bad example there. But, oh man. Unbelievable. And yes, of course, if you watch this for 5 minutes, then you probably count as a view. But that's it. So, I don't know what else to say, except in 2 hours from now, we'll be talking about this episode with a group, me, John, and the rest. Unfortunately, of course, Ryan, now having been screwed over, is unable to appear on YouTube anymore, and even on anyone else's channel. MagesGuild for $2. Next week we get bonus lore and character destruction. Right you are, MagesGuild. Right you are. You know what? I kind of want a curry now. Oh well. Anyway, it's time for me to head off for now. Sorry, folks. I would love to have talked a little bit longer and a little bit more than I have about this one. But to be honest, there's not a lot to say. It's just shallow derivative trash. And it's utterly beyond, like, it doesn't even offend. It's so at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and crack on with that. And I'll see you guys in around about 2 hours time for Who TF Cares with anybody who from our usual group of panelists who feels like they want to jump in and join us. I believe it's going to be me, John, Helzo's going to be there. I think nobody's joining us too. You know, we've all got a shout out for Ryan because he's been fucking screwed, and that's disgusting what happened to him. Losing my voice. Alright guys, give me a couple hours, we'll be back, it's party time, we're gonna have a good old laugh at this fucking episode, we'll go through a lot more stuff and we'll have some fun. So, take care of yourselves, I'm gonna run some credits and we are out of here. Till then. Do not watch this, it's bad for your brain. Take care now. Thank you very much to the people who super chatted. I very much appreciate you. Hopefully we'll see you again too in a couple hours. And take care for now. Bye bye.